The girl with the deadly touch. The battlefield was silent. The air was still. Smoke rose slowly from broken alien machines. Their blue metal bodies were torn apart. But no sounds of war remained. No guns. No screams. Only the wind and the girl. She stood alone in the middle of the wreckage. She had no armor, no weapon, no helmet. She was barefoot. Her clothes were torn and dirty. Her long dark hair was stuck to her face with sweat and dust. Around her were the dead. Alien soldiers, big and tall, strong bodies, sharp weapons. They were all dead, dozens of them, lying still, their mouths open, their skin blackened. She had not moved. She had not touched a weapon. They had died just by coming close to her. Everyone called her the Poison Girl. But her real name, no one knew. Humans feared her. Aliens hated her. Soldiers whispered stories about her in dark places. She walks in silence, they said. She kills without fighting. She is death itself. But she was just a girl, and she was crying. A soldier named Dane Carter watched her from far away. He was a human, like her, but he had never seen anything like this. She's not fighting, Dane said. Why are they all dead? His commander on the radio answered, because she is poison. Don't go near her. Dane looked again. She wasn't moving. Her arms hung by her sides. Her head was down. She looked weak, lost, sad. Maybe she's not dangerous, Dane said. She is, the commander said. Every alien who touched her died in seconds. Stay back. But Dane didn't listen. He felt something strange. This girl wasn't a monster. She looked like she needed help. He took a deep breath. Then he stepped out into the battlefield. The girl didn't move. Her eyes were on the ground. She didn't even look up. Dane walked slowly. 10 steps, 20 steps, 30. Still alive. The commander's voice screamed in his ear, Dane, get back. You'll die. But Dane kept walking. The girl raised her head. Her eyes met his. Dark, empty, but soft. Stop, she whispered. Her voice was small, almost broken. I'm not here to hurt you, Dane said. You'll die like the others, she said. Please, go back. But he didn't stop. He walked until he stood just 5 feet away. She looked surprised. You're still alive, she said. I'm Dane, he said. What's your name? The girl blinked. No one asks that, she said. I just did. She hesitated, then softly said, Lyra. Suddenly, memories came flooding back to her. A lab, bright lights, white coats, scientists talking fast, pain, needles, tests. You will protect the human race, they told her. But it was a lie. They turned her into something else. Her body had changed. Her blood had changed. Her cells became poison. Her tears became acid. Her skin killed anything non-human. Now, even aliens couldn't breathe near her. She didn't ask for this. She didn't want to kill. She just wanted to live. Dane sat down slowly, still 5 feet away. Lyra, he said, do you know what happened here? She nodded. They tried to kill me, she said. I told them to stop. I begged them. But they came too close. And they died. She nodded again. Her hands shook. I'm tired, she whispered. I don't want to hurt anyone anymore. Dane looked around at the dead aliens. Then why didn't you run? I have nowhere to go, she said. Everyone runs from me. Dane looked at her. He didn't see a weapon. He didn't see a killer. He saw a girl who needed saving. I'm not running, he said. She looked at him, surprised. You should, she said. I'm staying. Why? Because you're not the monster here. From far above, alien eyes watched them. A drone sent a signal to the alien command ship. The human is still alive. The girl did not kill him. The alien general narrowed his eyes. She is more dangerous than we thought, he growled. Capture her alive. And bring the human. We'll study both. But down below, in the silence of the battlefield, Dane and Lyra sat together. Two humans. One poison. One brave. And for the first time, Lyra didn't feel alone. Dane makes contact. It started with a bet. 5 credits say he's dead in 2 minutes, said the sniper on the ridge. Make it 1 minute, laughed another soldier, watching through his scope. From behind the ruins, human soldiers watched Dane walk toward the poison girl. Everyone expected him to drop dead any second. Everyone except Dane. But Dane wasn't doing this for money. He wasn't doing it for orders either. He was doing it because something felt wrong. This girl, Lyra, hadn't attacked anyone. She hadn't lifted a finger. She just stood there, and death came to those who got close. But Dane was still alive. And now he stood only a few feet away. Why am I not dead yet? That was his first question. Lyra looked up, her face pale, her lips dry. I don't know, she said, but you should leave. You're different, but not safe. Dane didn't move. He stared at her, carefully, slowly. She was scared, not scary. He lowered his weapon and sat down on the cold, broken ground. I'm not leaving, he said. Not until I know the truth. She blinked. Truth. Yes. Why everyone who comes near you dies. But I don't. Flashback. 2 weeks ago, Dane had been on a scout mission near Sector 9. He found an entire alien camp destroyed, without any fire, without any signs of battle. Just bodies, lying there, eyes wide, mouths open, dead. One word was burned into the wall in black letters. LYR. After that, reports started coming in. More deaths, more ruins, no survivors. Always one witness left to say the same thing. A girl, a human girl, alone, untouched. Death followed her. Dane volunteered to track her, not to kill her, but to understand her. Now he was here, and he wasn't dead. Not yet. Back in the present. I didn't want this, Lyra said, her voice shaking. They made me. Who? Dane asked. The humans. She paused, then corrected herself. No, the people in white coats. Scientists. They said I was special. I was just a child. They said they would make me stronger. What did they do to you? They made me. Poison. Dane listened carefully. Lyra told him about the lab, about the experiments, about how they tested her blood with alien samples, how they changed her cells, one by one, until her body reacted like a weapon. They said I could protect Earth, she said softly. But now, I can't go near anyone. I can't hug. I can't sleep close. I can't cry without hurting people. Dane clenched his fists. This wasn't just science, it was cruelty. Do you hate them? He asked. I don't hate anyone, Lyra said, but I wish they'd left me alone. Suddenly, a sound. The HIRRR. Click. A sharp metal drone flew low overhead. Dane stood fast, pulling Lyra behind him. Alien recon, he said. The drone hovered. It scanned Lyra. Red lights blinked. Dane fired once, CRACK, and the drone fell from the sky, smoking. Too late. The signal had already been sent. Inside the alien command ship, a tall alien general watched the footage. The girl sat with a human male. Calm. No deaths. No poison. This human is immune to her power, the general said. Interesting. A scientist beside him hissed. He may hold the key. We must retrieve them both. Send the harvesters, the general ordered. Bring her alive. Back on the ground. Lyra looked at Dane. They're coming, she said. I feel it. Dane nodded. Then we better move. But I can't go anywhere. I kill people just by breathing. Not meat, Dane said. We'll figure this out. Together. Lyra looked at him. Why are you helping me? Dane stood, offering her his hand. Because you're not a weapon. You're a person. And I don't leave people behind. Slowly, carefully, Lyra reached out. For a moment, her hand hovered near his. The air around her shimmered. Dane felt a sharp pain, then warmth. Their hands touched. He didn't die. Lyra gasped. You're really not afraid? No, Dane said. And I think you just proved something. Somewhere deep inside her cells, something shifted. The poison didn't react to Dane. It calmed. It changed. Maybe there was more to her power than death. Maybe there was a cure. But they had no time to find it. Not yet. Because from above, black alien ships began to fall from the sky. And they were not here to talk. Hunted by the Empire, the sky cracked open. That's how it began. Black ships, sharp and wide like knives, cut through the clouds above the broken battlefield. They didn't fly like human ships. These hovered in silence, glowing with blue light, turning slowly like watching eyes. Dane saw them first. Get down, he shouted. Lyra dropped beside him behind a pile of dead alien bodies. The smell of smoke and blood was thick, but the real danger was above. It's them, Lyra whispered. The Harvester class. They're not soldiers. They're hunters. Dane cursed under his breath. They're not here to kill. They're here to take you. Inside one of the alien ships, the tall alien general stood behind a control panel, watching the feed. He had no name, only a title. Varnox the Cold. He was old, even for his kind. His skin was silver and lined like cracked stone. His eyes were bright yellow. Cruel. Calm. She doesn't kill the human, Varnox said, but she kills everything else. A perfect weapon. A smaller alien beside him hissed, "What if she cannot be controlled?" Varnox did not blink. Then we find out why she spares him, and remove the rest of her mercy. Back on the ground, Dane pulled Lyra into the forest near the battlefield. Trees twisted around them. Branches cracked underfoot. Every step deeper brought more shadows. We need shelter, he said. Somewhere cold. Underground, if possible. Why cold? She asked, still shaking. Heat seems to make your power worse, he said. I watched your blood steam when you cried. We keep your body cool. Maybe we keep the poison down. Lyra didn't speak, but she nodded. She trusted him. She didn't know why. They found an old mining tunnel just outside the ridge. It was narrow and dark, left over from the early days when humans tried to mine this alien planet for minerals. Now it was abandoned, just rock, dust, and silence. They slipped inside. No lights, no voices, just their breathing. Dane sealed the door behind them with a scrap of metal and wire. Then they waited. For 2 hours, nothing. Lyra sat on the cold stone floor, knees pulled to her chest. I'm not just a danger to aliens, she said. I've hurt humans too. Dane looked up. When I first changed, she continued, a nurse tried to hug me. She said, you poor thing. I was crying. I didn't know. She fell to the floor. Her skin turned black. She died screaming. Lyra wiped her eyes. I ran after that. I've been running ever since. Dane didn't speak right away. Then he said, I'm sorry. She looked at him. Why are you still here? He smiled sadly. Because someone has to be. Outside, the hunters arrived. 6 black alien walkers, spider-like machines, moved through the forest. They scanned heat, sound, motion. Their legs crushed trees and stones. Inside their cockpits were hybrid soldiers, half machine, half alien, designed for capture, not kill. They had a scent lock on Lyra now. Cold cave, human heat signatures, tunnel route C12, one of them said. Target is inside. Prepare net. Back in the tunnel, Dane felt it first. A low hum in the stone. Something's coming, he said. Something big. He moved to the tunnel entrance, pulled out his pulse rifle. His hands shook slightly. Lyra stood behind him. "You can't fight them all." "No," he said, "but I can slow them down." She touched his shoulder. "Don't die." He looked back at her. "Only if you promise to live." The first walker reached the tunnel. Its long, spiked leg drove into the rock with a crunch. It sent a long arm forward, tipped with a glowing blue net. Dane fired. The shot hit the walker in the eye. Sparks flew. "Target resisting," one of the aliens said inside. "Do not kill. Capture only." But Lyra was changing again. She stepped forward. Her skin began to glow. Her breath steamed in the cold air. "No," Dane said. "Control it, Lyra. Don't let the fear win." She closed her eyes. She focused. And for the first time, nothing died. Her poison didn't escape. Her power pulled back inside her. She wasn't calm, but she wasn't lost. The walkers moved in. More weapons came. Dane grabbed her hand. "This tunnel has a back way," he said. "Let's go." Together, they ran through the old mining shaft. Dust fell around them. The ground shook. Behind them, the alien hunters followed, but slower. In the alien command ship, General Varnox watched, eyes narrowed. "She's learning control," he said. "Faster than expected." The scientist beside him hissed again. "Should we destroy her?" Varnox smiled coldly. "No. Let her run. Let the human think he is protecting her. When they believe they are free, that is when we strike." Back on the planet, Dane and Lyra emerged from the back of the cave into open daylight. A small abandoned human base lay ahead. A chance. A place to hide. For now. Lyra looked back once. The forest behind them was silent. But she knew. The real hunt had just begun. The secret inside her. They found the base by accident. It was buried beneath the dirt, hidden under old vines and leaves. From above, it looked like just another ruined building. But under the dust and broken steel, it was something else. A forgotten lab. A human research station. Cold. Quiet. Abandoned for years. Dane brushed off the faded sign at the door. Project Seraphi. He froze. His hands trembled slightly. Lyra saw the name too, and suddenly, her legs felt weak. "I remember that word," she said. Dane looked at her. "This is where it started, isn't it?" Lyra nodded slowly. Her memories were broken, like shattered glass, but some pieces still cut deep. "This place," she whispered. "They changed me here." Inside, the base smelled like dust and chemicals. The lights were dead. The walls were cracked. Some rooms were flooded. Others were filled with frozen lab equipment, long powered off. Dane found a working terminal. Barely. He reconnected a battery from his suit. The screen flickered to life. Old files. Logs. Notes. He began reading. And the truth hit him like a punch in the chest. Subject 17. Human female. Age 13. Name. Lyra Saul. *** goal. Create a human immune system that triggers lethal response to alien biology. Result. Partial success. Subject becomes living weapon. Dane stared at the screen in silence. They didn't protect her. They didn't heal her. They built her. Like a bomb. She was just a kid, Dane muttered. Just a kid. Lyra stood beside him, arms wrapped around herself. "I didn't even know what they were doing. They said it was medicine. They said it would make me special. It made you dangerous," Dane said. "Too dangerous for them to control." She looked down. "So they threw me away." In another room, they found a glass chamber, cracked open. Wires, cuffs, and dried blood inside. It had once held her. They tested her reactions, her body, her tears, her screams. Every emotion made her deadlier. When she cried, the air turned acidic. When she was angry, her blood boiled. When she was afraid, it spread like wildfire. But under one condition. The poison never harmed her, only others. Except Dane. Why not me? He asked out loud. Why am I different? He searched the logs again. One entry stood out. Subject 17 shows violent biorejection to all xeno-DNA, but displays no response to Handler 12. Further testing blocked by security shutdown. Dane raised his eyebrows. Handler 12. Lyra stepped closer. That was you, wasn't it? He shook his head. I've never been here. But then a second log popped up. An old photo. A staff ID from years ago. A boy. About 15. Brown hair. Green eyes. The name. Cadet Dane Carter. Junior trainee. Biotech division. Dane's mouth fell open. I was here. You were a kid, Lyra said, stunned. Like me. Suddenly, the pieces fit. They had been in the same lab. She in the testing chamber. He on the outside, being trained, maybe even brought in to calm her. She didn't remember his face. He didn't remember her name. But their bodies remembered. Something in their DNA had sensed. Something in his presence made her poison calm. He wasn't just immune to her. He was the key to her control. Outside, the alien hunt continued. But the machines pulled back, for now. General Varnox had received a new report from a spy drone inside the lab. The message was short. They found Project Seraphim. They are unlocking it. Varnox grinned. Good, he said. Let them open the past. Let the girl remember what she truly is. Back in the lab, Dane opened one final file. The video. He hit play. A young Lyra sat in a glass room, holding a doll. Her face was bruised. Her voice was soft. Please, she whispered to the camera. Tell Dane not to be afraid. He's nice to me. He gave me this doll. The video ended. Lyra covered her mouth, trying not to cry. Dane sat down, stunned. I gave you that. She nodded slowly. I remembered your voice before your face. She sat beside him. Neither of them spoke for a long time. Then Dane stood. We need to leave, he said. If this base still has power, they'll come for it. Lyra looked around once more. Then whispered, I'm not a monster, Dane. No, he said. You're not. You're a miracle, wrapped in pain. As they left the base, clouds rolled in above them. Dark, heavy, full of storm. And somewhere beyond the sky, the Empire washed. They now knew what Lyra truly was. Not just a weapon, not just a threat, but something more dangerous. A weapon that could choose who to save. And she had chosen a human. Betrayal in the shadows. The message came in the dark. Dane and Lyra had just finished setting up a temporary camp inside the ruined lab's security room. The computers were still glowing. One of them suddenly beeped. A weak signal broke through the static. Incoming communication. Secure channel. Command 1. Dane stared at the blinking screen. Only High Command uses that line, he said. Lyra was asleep nearby. Tired. Curled up in an old jacket. Her breathing soft. Her skin dim. No glow. No poison tonight. Just peace. Dane stepped outside the room and answered the call. The commander's voice was sharp. Cold. Captain Dane Carter, we know you've made contact with Subject 17. Dane didn't speak. She's still alive. So are you. That means the rumors are true. Your DNA stabilizes her poison. You're the control agent. Dane's jaw clenched. She's not a subject. Her name is Lyra. She's a walking bioweapon, the voice said flatly. And now the aliens are looking for her. If they get her before we do, Earth's done. What are you saying? The voice grew quiet. Then came the words that turned Dane's stomach. Eliminate her, before the aliens take her. Silence. Dane couldn't believe what he was hearing. You want me to kill her? He asked, voice low. "It's not a request," the commander replied. "We trained her, we failed to control her, and now she's a threat to the galaxy. You're the only one she trusts. Use that. End this." The signal cut out. Dane stood still. His heart pounded. Behind him, Lyra stirred slightly in her sleep. She looked peaceful, like the child she once was. He sat alone for hours, thinking. Could he do it? Could he take the life of someone who had been hurt, used, and left to die? She had caused death, yes, but not by choice. She never asked for this. And more than that, she was changing, controlling her power, learning to feel again. He remembered the way she smiled when they found her name in the old lab files. It was small, but real. She was trying to become human again. He couldn't take that from her. But Lyra wasn't asleep anymore. She had woken up minutes after he left the room. She had heard the voice on the radio. She had heard every word. And now, she was gone. Outside the lab, the night was cold. Wind moved through the old trees like whispers. Lyra walked with no shoes, no light. Her skin glowed faintly. She held herself tightly, eyes full of tears. He was going to kill her. The one person she trusted. The only one who didn't fear her. She wasn't angry. She was broken. Again. Suddenly, shadows moved in the trees. A sharp flash of blue light. Lyra turned, but too late. Alien harvesters. 3 of them dropped from cloaked ships. Tall, armored, their faces hidden by steel masks. They didn't shoot. They didn't speak. They just threw their nets. One wrapped around her legs. Another caught her arms. The last covered her face with a glowing helmet that blocked her poison from spreading. She screamed, but no sound escaped. The hunters carried her silently into the ship. Minutes later, Dane woke from his half-sleep. He sensed something was wrong. Lyra? No answer. He checked the room. She was gone. And the door was open. He ran outside. The ground showed drag marks, boot prints, alien tech. They had her, and he knew why. She had run because she thought he would kill her. In the alien warship, Lyra lay on a cold silver table, her body locked down by strange metal. General Varnox stood above her. His silver eyes stared into hers. "You ran from the humans," he said calmly. "They betrayed you. But we will not." Lyra didn't answer. She didn't trust them either. "You don't belong to them," Varnox continued. "You belong to evolution, to the future. You are a bridge between life and death. We can give you purpose." She glared at him. "I don't want to be anyone's weapon. You already are." Back on the surface, Dane geared up. He found Lyra's old doll on the floor, the one from the video. The one he gave her years ago, before either of them knew what she would become. He picked it up gently, then clipped on his rifle. "No more running. No more orders. I'm coming for you," he whispered. "Not as a soldier. Not as a handler. As a friend." Somewhere above, the stars burned bright. And across them, 2 sides moved. One to control her. One to kill her. And only one wanted to save her. Dane's final stand. He didn't wait for backup. He didn't call command. He didn't ask for help. Dane Carter packed his rifle, loaded 3 power cells, and walked straight toward death. He had one goal. Bring her back. The alien warship was hiding in the clouds, cloaked, silent, drifting above the forest like a ghost. But Dane found it. He stole an old fighter from the lab's hangar, a broken, rusting thing with half its lights out and a cracked front screen. But it flew. He aimed it high into the sky, through lightning and wind, right into the belly of the beast. Inside the cockpit, he whispered, "I know you think I betrayed you, Lyra, but I didn't." He looked at her doll, strapped beside the control panel. "I won't lose you again." Inside the alien warship, Lyra hung in midair, suspended by energy ropes. Her body was wrapped in blue light. Her poison couldn't spread. Her power was locked down. She was weak, but her mind was clear. She replayed the message in her head. Eliminate her. It's not a request. She thought Dane had come to kill her. But now, something felt wrong. If he wanted her dead, she already would be. General Varnox watched her from behind a glass wall. She's stable, he said. Her power is under control. But unstable emotions could trigger it again. Then we break her slowly, his scientist replied. No, Varnox said coldly. We don't break her. We own her. And we start by making her watch the human die. Dane's ship slammed into the docking bay. Alarms screamed. Alien guards turned too late. He burst from the hatch, firing. 1 shot, 2, 3. Aliens dropped. He didn't stop. His armor glowed with heat. His eyes were locked. His hands steady. He was a man with nothing left to lose. He was coming for her. Down in the holding cells. Lyra felt it. A pulse. Not from fear. From hope. Her eyes opened. She whispered one word. Dane. Varnox snarled. Send the harvesters. Kill the human. The alien guards raced through metal corridors. But Dane was faster. He moved like fire. He knew this ship. He'd studied alien design in combat school. Every hallway. Every stair. And now he used it to hunt. One by one, he dropped them. Not with anger, but with purpose. He reached the final hallway. 2 massive guards blocked the chamber door. Dane didn't blink. He ran straight toward them. One struck. Dane ducked, shot upward, hit the first in the throat. The second reached out with a glowing spear. Dane took the hit, right through the side. Blood poured down. But he didn't stop. He grabbed the spear, pulled it through his own body, and stabbed the second alien in the chest. Both fell. Dane dropped to his knees. Inside the chamber, Lyra screamed. She saw him through the glass. Bleeding. Alone. Fighting for her. The ropes around her arms cracked. Her hands glowed faintly. Varnox turned. No, contain her. But it was too late. She wasn't angry. She wasn't scared. She was focused. And her power shifted. Not wild. Not deadly. Sharp. Controlled. Precise. The ropes around her arms broke. She landed on the floor. Alive. Awake. And free. Dane kicked the door open, panting. His chest was soaked with blood. Hey, he smiled weakly. You, okay. Lyra ran to him. Held him. He collapsed in her arms. Why did you come? She whispered. I told you, he said. I don't leave people behind. Tears fell down her cheeks. But they didn't burn. They didn't kill. His hand touched her face. Warm. Still alive. You're not poison anymore, he said. She shook her head. No, just human. Varnox entered, surrounded by new guards. Touching, he hissed. But over. Lyra stood up. Her skin pulsed with white light. You used me, she said. All of you. Humans. Aliens. You made me a weapon. She held Dane behind her. But I'm done being your tool. Varnox laughed. And what will you do? Cry me to death? No, she said softly. I'll choose not to kill. She raised her hand. The air shimmered. The guards froze, coughing, shaking. Varnox stumbled backward, but none of them died. She released the pressure. Her poison faded. She was in full control. Let us go, she said. Or next time, I won't hold back. Varnox watched her. He saw it now. The girl was no longer a weapon. She was a decision. And that made her more powerful than anything in the galaxy. Dane and Lyra limped back to the ship. His arm around her shoulder. Her power glowing gently like a heartbeat. As the stolen ship lifted off from the alien warship, Dane leaned back and whispered, I knew you could do it. She looked at him, smiling through tears. You didn't save me, Dane. You reminded me who I was. The weapon who became a hero. 3 days later, the ship hovered in low orbit above Earth's last great peace station, Horizon Summit. It was neutral ground. No weapons, no warships, no armies. Inside were leaders from every known race, human, alien, synthetic. After 10 years of war, they had finally agreed to speak. Not because they wanted peace, but because they were all afraid of one thing. The Poison Girl. Lyra stood in front of a mirror, wearing a long gray cloak. No weapons, no armor, just herself. She looked at her hands. They weren't glowing. They weren't deadly. They were still. I don't want to do this, she whispered. Dane stood behind her. His side was bandaged. He limped when he walked, but he still smiled. You're the only one who can. Lyra looked back at him. What if they shoot me the moment I walk in? Then I'll take the bullet first, Dane said. She shook her head. I don't want to be protected. He smiled gently. Then I'll walk beside you. Inside the Horizon Summit, every seat was full. Generals, scientists, emperors, presidents. A quiet fear filled the room as Lyra entered. Some reached for hidden weapons. Others whispered to each other. She walked through them all. No fear, no rage, just calm. She stood at the center of the hall. Everyone waited for her to speak. I know what I am, she began. Or what you think I am. Her voice was soft but steady. I was made in a lab, changed cell by cell. My body kills anything alien that touches it. I have no family, no home, and for a long time, I believed I was only a weapon. The room was silent. You could hear people breathing. I didn't want this power. I didn't ask for it. But you all feared me. You tried to use me, control me, or destroy me. She looked directly at the alien general who once ordered her capture. Some of you hurt me. Some of you ran from me. But one of you, she turned to Dane, stayed. I'm not poison anymore. Lyra continued, not because my body changed, but because I chose what I wanted to be. She held up her hand. No glow, no death, just peace. My power is triggered by pain, by fear, by betrayal, but it's also controlled by hope, by calm, by love. A quiet murmur moved through the room. Some scoffed, others lowered their eyes. An alien ambassador stood, tall and blue-skinned. You expect us to believe that one emotion can stop the force of death inside you. Lyra didn't flinch. No, she said, I don't want you to believe it. I want you to see it. She walked slowly toward him. Everyone held their breath. The alien backed away, but she reached out her hand, touched his arm. Nothing happened. No burning. No poison, no death. His eyes widened. You can control it. I can, Lyra said, but only when I'm treated like a person, not a weapon. A human general stood next. You've killed more aliens than any weapon we ever built. Lyra nodded. Yes, and every death is a scar I carry. But what scares you isn't that I killed. She looked around. It's that I chose not to. Silence again. Then the head of the summit stood, an old human woman with silver hair. She looked down at Lyra. You hold the power to kill anyone in this room, but instead, you came to talk. Lyra nodded. I'm not here for revenge. I'm here for peace. The woman turned to the others. Well, she asked, do we treat her like a weapon? She looked at the alien side. Or do we treat her like a bridge? One by one, the votes were cast. Peacekeeper, ambassador, neutralized threat, human. The final vote was quiet, but clear. Lyra was free, not controlled, not hunted, not feared, accepted. Later that night, Lyra stood on the balcony of the summit, watching the stars. Dane walked up beside her. "You did it," he said. She shook her head. "We did it." He grinned. "You really think peace will last?" She shrugged. "No idea." He reached into his jacket and pulled out the old doll. The one he gave her as a child. Burned. Torn. But still whole. She smiled. "I thought I lost it." "You held on to it longer than you realize." As the stars shone above them, Lyra closed her eyes. No labs. No cages. No more running. Just air in her lungs and someone beside her. Every alien died from her poison, but one human survived. And because of that, she learned to live.